So I am Mallory. I am here with Emily, Melissa, Krista, and Lee, and they're all from the Pole House, and we are going to be talking about spin versus static poles, which a lot of people probably don't know about for the average person that doesn't know a lot about aerial arts, and I wasn't sure about them. So there are two different kind of poles that you can practice on. Obviously, one being static, one being spin, unless there's more. I'm assuming that there's two.
There's actually a suspended pole where there's the pole's hanging in the air, but that's a whole other thing.
Yeah,
but it's pretty wild.
That starts to enter
intense.
almost more into the aerial, the category that I work into.
Yeah.
With aerial silks and things like that.
Mm-hmm. What's the difference between both of those poles?
So a static pole is fixed in place; it doesn't move, and a spin pole rotates. So you will go onto the pole and do your move, but the pole is moving while you're moving, and so part of the challenge becomes to manipulate your momentum on the pole. So your basic rule of spin pole is that the tighter to the pole you are, the closer you are to the pole, the faster it will go, and the farther you are from the pole, the slower you will go. And this can be a little bit tricky if you're new to spin pole, because often you go on the spin pole and it starts spinning and you get very nervous and you want to cling to the pole for dear life, and the problem with that is that will actually make you go faster.
And then
So one of the first things we teach is if you need to slow down on the spin pole, you just want to get your limbs as far away from the pole. So don't let go of the pole, hang on to the pole, but extend an arm or extend a leg, create distance between your body and the pole, and that will slow you down. But once you get used to the spin pole, it's really, really fun.
Yeah, and that's so going kind of off of what you said is new beginners when they want to start this. Do you want to put them on a static pole or a spin pole? Which one's easier to learn on?
In North America, we tend to start people on static pole just because it sort of took longer for spin pole to really catch on over here. I do know that in Australia and England, it's not uncommon for people to just start on spin pole. I personally prefer starting on static pole because the pole is fixed in place. I feel
like that would be easier.
It gives it gives the student a chance to sort of get their bearings before we start sending them spinning around on a dance pole. But I do know in other countries they actually gravitate more towards the spin pole.
Mm-hmm. So just curious, what is your favorite pole to use? All of you guys, which one do you prefer the most?
I like both of them because they both offer different things. Yeah.
I think I like static more right now.
Yeah.
It really just depends on what type of training day I'm having. Some days I just don't feel like spinning and I'll just hang out on static. Static tends to be a little bit more strength driven, so if I want to do sort of more big lifts, I'll go on static, but sometimes I just want to feel pretty and dance on the spin pole.
Yeah.
And then I don't really work too much on the poles, but when it comes to aerial and working on the fabric, you really don't have a choice. It's always going to spin. So you have to kind of just get used to it and work around that.
Awesome. Well, if you want to learn more about spin and static poles, or you just want to learn anything more about the Pole House, you can go and check out their Facebook. It's the Pole House.